Hello, everyone. This is another Black Conservative. I'm Ryan Bowden. Thank you all for joining me. So I just read something that was extremely unsettling. It took place in Great Britain, and there is a transgender male on stage playing the piano. And some of you may have seen this already. At the end of the piano playing, how can I put this? He literally strips down naked, and he plays the piano just for a few seconds with his penis. Now, viewer discretion is advised, okay? Because even though I cannot show you this image and wouldn't even dare show it to you, because I haven't gotten to that, I haven't learned how to do that yet, you can see that in the article in the description box below. It's only like 34 seconds where he literally does this, and it's not censored. So if you want to stomach that, go ahead and check it out. But we're going to read this article. Let's get right into this article, and I'm going to give you my opinion on this. But this is really, really unsettling. A transgender comedian in Britain has been praised, get that now, praised after stripping naked and using, quote, her penis to play the keyboard on live television. Jordan Gray, a British biologically male comedian who identifies as a woman, has been praised by leftists for stripping naked on live television before playing the keyboard with, quote, her penis. And of course, the left, regardless of where they are, whether they're in America, whether they're in Britain or wherever, they're going to praise this kind of activity because they see this as being liberated. Okay. Article goes on to say, according to an archived webpage, Gray was listed as being a patron of the Educate and Celebrate charity as of Saturday, with the NGO frequently pushing for a greater acceptance of transgenderism within the British, get this now, within the British school system. Always the school system, right? Always the young people. Always the young people. Get that now. Always the young people. You cannot get me to believe that there is not an evil agenda to get at the children. I'm going to keep exposing this and keep talking about it until they stop me. Okay? You can't get me to believe that. Why the children? Why the children? Because they're gullible. They're young. Their minds are still fresh. So this is what this guy says. He says, hello, Britain, you lovely bee, Gray said, introducing the act on the Friday night live program, a comedy program which starred a number of other mostly left-leaning comics on Channel 4, which is owned by the British government. And then he goes on to say, Gray proceeded to sing a song about being transgender, expressing a desire to, quote, crawl back in the womb and, quote, start again against God's plans with different glands and smaller hands. Apparently, this is what he said. Apparently, he said, start again against God's plans with different glands and smaller hands. So the way I see this is an attack against God. So what this is telling me is that this is spiritual. This is a spiritual, demonic attack. That's one of the reasons why people have a hard time trying to push against it, because it's spiritual. It's more than just political. It's spiritual. This is an attack against God. Even Karl Marx, the founder of communism, was not a classical atheist as some people think he was. He purported himself to be an atheist, but Karl Marx, the founder of communism, was not an atheist. Okay? He believed in the supernatural realm. He believed in God. He just hated God. And he waged war against God. And he said in his writings that we needed to overcome and destroy God. That's what he said. So this is what we're seeing here from the radical left. The radical left wants to destroy the concept of God. It isn't so much they don't believe in God. They just hate God. Okay. Why do they hate God? Because his worldview is against their worldview. They want to transform everything into this just messed up world that they think is the best world. Let's go on. I'm just better than you, the comedian continued, citing the fact that they were, quote, such a effing genius, and that they could sing, dance, and act like, quote, like a MFer. Okay. After continuing making jokes about sex and how good they were at everything, Gray told the room that, quote, the best thing about live TV is that they could do stupid stuff like this. And I'm going to end the article there. Like I said, you can take a gander at that video for your own on your own free time. You just look in the description box below and you can watch it for yourself. It's only like 34 seconds. It's terrible. It's really terrible. I find it impossible for anyone to justify that type of act unless they are terribly deceived and their minds have been warped. But here's the thing that I wanted to mention too. You think about it. This is in Great Britain, okay? And you may be asking, why would you be doing a video about this kind of act in Great Britain? Because I believe that this push for transgenderism is a global attempt to transform America, to transform the world rather, sexually. The purpose is to destroy, in my opinion, based on my studies and readings down through the years, to destroy the moral fabric of the world in order to rebuild it again. But also, I believe this is an attempt to push forth the idea of population control. I was talking to a police officer several days ago at my job, and he's very political like I am. You know, he's very political like it. He kind of reminds me of myself when I first really started getting into politics really fervently. And we were talking about how that the country, America in particular, has been infiltrated by communists and Marxists. And that one of their goals is to destroy the fabric, the moral fabric of the country, and all countries for that matter, because they have infiltrated all the different countries all over the world in order to destroy the moral fabric of that country to make it easier to push their radical leftist socialist agenda. Because when your moral sense of right and wrong has been removed or has been muted, all right, or suppressed, it's easier to brainwash you with radical ideologies because you're no longer thinking, you're only feeling. This is a global attempt. It's not just in America. It's in other places. And believe you me, that same kind of act will be happening here in America. It will be happening here in America if it hasn't happened already. You best believe. This is a global attempt and it's spiritual. So for those of you that are watching this video, as sick as this may be, those of you that are watching this video that believe in the power of prayer, I've said this in previous videos, I'll say it here. We need to keep praying. We need to continue to pray for America. We need to continue to pray for our young children because this is the aim. Remember what I said, what that article says. This was towards the schools. And if you read further, you read the article further, that's what it's talking about. It's all about pushing this transgenderism on the school children. Why the children? Anybody, the way I see it, should be able to plainly decipher that right off the bat. Because children are more vulnerable. Their minds are more fresh. It's easier to manipulate them and to control them. That's why. That's one of the reasons why the radical left separate parents from the children. One of the reasons why the radical left separates parents from the children and children from the parents is so that it's easier to manipulate them psychologically. And then what they do is they demonize the parents, make the parents look outdated, make their belief systems look outdated and old-fashioned. Oh, you just old school, you old-fashioned. Morals and values are not old-fashioned. Right and wrong is not old-fashioned. It's right now fashion and future fashion, but it's not old fashioned. Okay. Right and wrong is never old fashioned. When you remove right and wrong out of the picture, you're going to have moral chaos. And that's what we have, moral chaos. And that is the aim of the radical left all over this world, to create moral chaos, political chaos, economic chaos, religious chaos all over in order to reform it again, to create their communist global government. That's what they want. This is sick. It's disgusting, but you got to see it in the bigger picture. You got to see the bigger picture the way I see it. You got to see the bigger picture. So what do you guys think? Leave your comments in the comment section below. Like, share, and subscribe to this channel. God bless you all and see you again.